running multiple Tomcat instances and Tomcat virtual hosting, right? So in that virtual hosting, uh, we are hosted three websites in single Tomcat server, and we are accessed those websites, right? So while accessing those websites, we have a port number is there in the browser URL, right? So if we are using if we configure virtual hosting in Tomcat, what is the issue is, so all the websites are located in a single system. It may not be possible in a big organizations. Okay, if in big organization it will not possible. We have a multiple departments. Okay, so each department want to host their sites in their individual systems. Okay, and so if they are hosted their websites in different systems, how we can integrate, uh, how can we make as a virtualization. Okay, so to fix this issue, uh, okay, this is the outline for here. Let's assume this is the one organization. Okay, in this organization we have a three departments. Okay, so okay, are you able to see my screen? Okay, so in big organization may not possible to host their websites in single server. Okay, they want to host their website their individual system. Okay, so let's assume uh, in the organization we have a three departments: department 1, department 2, and department 3. Okay, so each department have separate system for hosting their website, their application. Okay, so each department have different IP address. Okay, so how we can visualize this, these all the departments. Okay, so we can achieve virtual host concept. uh, we can place Apache HTTP web server, and this Apache HTTP web server accepts all the requests and delegate to appropriate department Tomcat server. Okay, so if any user accessing suppose let's assume a department 1, some user trying to access department 1. Okay, that request first comes to Apache server, Apache HTTPD web server. Okay, so the HTTPD web server, it will read that request and it will allocate that request to appropriate department. Okay, that is appropriate department Tomcat server. Okay, so this is the outline. So here is the organization. Okay, uh, in this organization three departments are there, each department having their own Tomcat instance. Okay, those are installed in different systems. Okay, in one system we installed Apache HTTPD web server. Okay, so any user trying to access department 1 or department 2 or department 3, the first request comes to Apache HTTP web server, and it will read that request and it will process that request to corresponding department. Okay, okay, this is the outline. So how we can achieve this concept? So how Apache HTTP web server and Tomcat server can communicate? How these two will communicate? Okay, we can come these two will communicate through AJP protocol. Okay, so when we run the Tomcat, okay, it will bind some of the codes. Okay, if you open the server.xml, we can see some of the codes, right? One is the shutdown port, that is the 8005, and another one is HTTP port, default port is 8080, and HTTPS port. Okay, by default it will be disabled, but if we enable means it will take the default port is 8443, and one more port is AJP port. Okay, that is the 8009. Okay, so using this AJP protocol, this Tomcat server and Apache HTTP server will communicate. So how these two will communicate? It will communicate through mod underscore JK connector. Okay, using mod underscore JK connector, these two will communicate. Okay, so how we can set up, how we can configure the Apache HTTP web server and Tomcat server. So first of all, we have to install Apache HTTP web server, and then we have to install JK connector module. Okay, and then we have to configure the JK connector. Then we have to apply the virtual concept in Apache HTTP server. Is it clear? Okay, so here is the four steps we have: install Apache HTTP web server, and installing mod underscore JK connector, and configure the JK connector. Okay, so next, how we can install, this is the command to install the Apache HTTP server. Okay, we can download HTTP web server sources. So we have to build those sources and we have to install it. Okay, next we have to download JK connector, JK connector sources, and we have to build and we have to install. Okay, next, configuring the JK connector. How we can configure? We have to create a workers.properties file, and then we have to load the mod underscore JK connector module in Apache HTTP web server configuration file. Okay, so the workers.properties file syntax is look like, so worker dot name, we can give any name here, and the type is AJP13. Okay, and next one is worker dot name dot port is the AJP port. This is the AJP port which we have used in the server.xml. Okay, Tomcat server.xml. Okay, so next one is a host. Here you can give the, if it is running on the local system, you can give the local host, or if it is running on different system, you have to specify the IP address here. Okay, and if you are configured multiple workers, here you have to mention the workers list here. Okay, this is the workers.properties file syntax. Okay, so here we have a second step, right? Load and configure the JK connector module. So how we can load? We have to use this load module. Okay, we have to add this line in the httpd.conf. Okay, this file we can find in the Apache HTTPD web server. Okay, so we have to load that module, and we have to load the workers.properties file, and this is some logging configuration. Okay, so whenever request comes to this mod underscore JK, it will forward to some other, right? So that forwarding request, it will write into this log file. Okay, next one is we have to delegate uh, each department to each worker. Okay, so this is how we can achieve virtual host concept with the Apache HTTP web server. Okay, so let's go to practical. So you can open the server.xml. File system usr local tomcat. So here con server.xml. So here we have a shutdown port. Okay, port 8005. It is the shutdown port, and connector port HTTP connector port 8080, and HTTPS port 8443, and here we have a AJP connector. Okay, AJP connector port is 8009. Okay, the protocol is AJP 13. Okay, so what are the steps? Install the Apache HTTP server first. So we have to download Apache HTTP server. Okay, you can go to browser, you can type download HTTPD. Web server. Okay, you can go to the first link. So here the latest Apache HTTP server is 2.4.12. Okay, you can click on this one. So here are the sources. You can download tar.bz2 or gz, anyone is fine. Okay, I am downloading http.tar.gz file. Okay, you can click on it, save the file. Okay, it is available under downloads. Okay, here we have it. Okay, you can if you want to extract from terminal, cd space downloads. Okay, dash space hyphen zxvf httpd. Okay, I am extracting to the same location. Okay, here it is extracted. Okay, so next one is you want to install Apache HTTPD server. Some of the prerequisites are required. What are those things? We have to install APR module and APR-util PCRE. Okay, where we can see these things are prerequisites. Can go to okay documentation. You can click on this documentation tab. This so click on this compiling and running. So here this is the compiling and running documentation of Apache. So here requirements, okay, the following requirements for building Apache HTTPD. So if you want to build Apache HTTP server, these things are required. Okay, so APR and APR-util. Okay, so and next one is PCRE also. These two things are required. These two are required. Okay, and C++ compiler also required. Okay, so here you can read this. Okay, we can download these utils from this link. Okay, Apache API. You can click on this. Okay, here Apache Portable Runtime 1.5.2 release is there. You can click on this one. So downloading tar.gz. Okay, and this is the API util. Okay, okay, these two are downloaded. Okay, and next one is we have to download PCERE. So here is the URL. So here the latest version is PCRE2. Don't download this PCRE2. Okay, you can download PCRE8. Okay, save it. Okay, first of all we have to install these modules. Okay, so if you want install this APR and APR-utils with HTTP installation, you can extract those two. You can extract these two APR and APR utils to this HTTPD src lib. Okay, you have to extract those two folders to here. Okay, so APR. Okay, so these things I want to extract to -c not USR HTTPD src lib. Okay, so it will extract to that location. So next one is okay, it will also I am extracting to this location. Okay, so next one we have to install the PCRE. Okay, you can install any location. Okay, but I am installing in user local. So PCRE. First of I am extracting to the same location. Okay, in the downloads we have a PCRE. Okay, so next we have to change to this PCRE. Mm, dot slash. Okay, we have to change to PCRE. So here dot slash configure hyphen hyphen prefix means where you want to install this one. Okay, USR local PCRE. Okay, I am going to install this in USR local PCRE. Okay, hit enter. Okay, Okay, it is checking. Okay, it is completed. Next we have to build this one. Okay, make. Okay, if you don't have the, if you are not logged with the root user, you have to use the sudo command before that make. Okay, before uh, before any executable command, you have to use the sudo. Okay, then you will get the sudo error privileges to that user. Okay, okay, it is built successfully, and next we have to install this one. So, file system, USR, local. So here there is no PCRE, right? So whenever you install, at the time it will create the PCRE folder here. Okay, so here is created. Okay, so next uh, go to downloads, HTTP srclip. Here we have to remove these versions. Okay, because it will look only API. Okay, so we have to, okay, you can give like this. Okay, so next we have to install Apache HTTP web server. How? See, this is the /configure prefix means where you want to install, the um, Apache location. You have to specify that location here. So 1 minute, please. Okay. So enable rewrite means here we are going to enable these modules while installing. Okay, and proxy module, this will use later in the configuration. These two modules will use configuration later. Okay, so make is to build the Apache HTTP web server, and install means it will install. Okay, so in this, if we run the command like this, it will throw some error. It requires APR and APR util. If it is installed, you have to specify the uh, with the APR, we have to specify where the APR is installed. We have to specify, or if you want install with Apache, we have to pass like this: with include APR. Means if we place the APR and APR utils folders in this srclip directory, it will automatically build from that folder. Okay, if we specify, it will look into that folder. Okay, if you are not specified, it will not look into that folder. Okay, and with PCRE. Okay, so here we are specifying the PCRE path here. Okay, so we have to run this command. Okay, so cd space httpd. Okay, so it will take some time to check the configurations. Okay, so so checking is completed and we have to build this one. Make it will build the source code. Okay, it is still building. So once the installation is completed, we have to download the mod underscore JK connector. So where we can download this mod underscore JK connector, can go to Google. So can type mod underscore JK connector download. So it will be available on Tomcat.Apache.org site. Click on this one. So here we have a download JK connector 1.2.40 source releases. You can download this data.gz for Windows, sorry, Linux and Mac OSs. Okay, so it clear, close. Okay, once this Apache HTTP web server installation completed, then we have to build these JK connector sources and we have to install these HTTP mod underscore JK module. Okay. Okay, if you want binary releases, here also binary release are also available. I think it is that where. Okay, so build is completed. Next we have to install. Make install. So this time you can go to user local. So here is created Apache folder. Okay. So installing configuration files, making these directories. Okay. Okay. So installation is completed successfully. Okay. So next we have to install the mod underscore JK connector. Okay. So here we have a connectors. JK connector sources. Okay, we have to download this. CD space downloads. Okay, and tab space hyphen ZXVF Tomcat hyphen connectors. Okay, I'm extracting to this location only. Okay, so after extraction completed, we have to change to Tomcat connectors, and we have to move to native directory. Okay, in this native directory, we have to run configure, and we have to pass some prefix here like this. Okay, apxs is the uh, uh, compiler to build this one. Okay, so that executable it will located in this location. Okay, because we installed Apache in the user local Apache bin, right? So we have to pass this prefix. Okay, copy. Not this prefix is the apxs. Okay, okay. Checking is completed, and again make. So here you can see. Go to file system usr local Apache. So what are the modules available in HTTP web server? We can see those modules here. We can see here mod underscore jk. There is no mod underscore jk.sv file right here. So once this installation is completed, we can see that one. Make install. Okay, now we can see. So here you can see mod underscore jk.sv. Okay. So what is the next step? Okay, so we are installed Apache HTTP server, and we are installed JK connector module, and next we have to configure the JK connector. Okay, configure the JK connector means we have to create the worker.properties file. Okay, so go to Apache conf. Here is the HTTPD web server configuration file. If you want to do any modifications, we have to do in this file only. Okay, so here we have to create a one document, workers dot properties. Okay, so in this workers dot properties file, we have to create a like this. Okay, this structure we have to create. Okay, before uh, creating this workers dot properties file, uh, go to terminal. So cd slash usr local tomcat. So here I am starting the instance 1, the same way instance 2, instance 3. Okay, so 3 instances are started. So localhost :8181 8282. So 3 Tomcat instances are running, right? So how we have to create this worker start property file? Worker dot name. We have to give name Tomcat1, and the type is AJP13 protocol. Okay, this is the name, same host port. Okay, the port is for the Tomcat 8109. So this one is installed in the local host only. You can give the local host. Okay, so we have a 3 instances, right? So this is Tomcat 2, 3, 3, and this port is different. Okay, right? 83, and this one is 82. Okay, here we are configured 3 Tomcat instances workers. Okay, so each AJP port is different. Okay, if it is installed in some other system, you can give that IP address here. Okay, so next one is worker dot list. So here we have to specify the workers. How many workers are there? We have to specify workers here. Tomcat 3. Okay. Okay, like this we have to configure workers dot properties file. Okay. So next, load and configure the JK connector module in the Apache HTTPD.conf file. Okay. So we have to add this line to our HTTP.conf file, where we can see that HTTP.conf file. See here, Apache conf. You can open this file. You can you can add the in the last of the file. Okay. Okay. So here load module JK underscore module. Okay. It is located in the modules mod underscore JK dot SO file is there. Okay. It will load this module. Okay. Next it will load the JK workers dot properties file. We have to specify here. Okay. So this is for logging the whenever request comes to this JK module, it will forward that request to delegated instance, right? So that logging will write in this log file. Okay. So log level we configured and log timestamp format, all those things. Okay. So here we are loaded the JK module and we are specified the worker start properties file. So next we have to delegate the each instance. Okay. So delegate the HTTP to Tomcat server. How we can delegate? We have to use this JK mount. Okay. So using this JK mount, okay, you can specify JK mount slash department1 star Tomcat1. Okay. Tomcat. Tomcat. Okay. So once we added this, okay, before going to start this Apache server, we have to create this department 1 and department 2, department 3 folders in the Tomcat. Okay, go to local Tomcat. So go to instance 1, web apps. So here I'm going to create a one folder, department 1. Okay. So in this department 1, I am placing some examples here. Okay. So in the same way, you have to go to instance 2, create a folder, department 2. So in this instance 2, so I am placing the documentation, Apache documentation. So again go to instance 3, web apps, department 3. So in this I am placing the some form submission in this department 3 application. Okay. Okay. So now you can go to browser, can access like this department 1. Okay, it is working right. Department 2, department 3. It is, these are working right. So but we have a port right here. It will not find right. So if we start Apache bin slash Apache control start. Okay. So this how we can check this Apache server is started. We can, by default Apache web server is run on 80 port. Okay. So if you type localhost in the browser, it will display that it works. Okay. So means your Apache web server is up and running. So next, so now this time you can remove this port. Okay. So you will not see the port in the URL. Okay, it is accessing with the localhost, and we are configured host file with some domain name, right? www.sri.com. It will this will treat as a local host only if we are configured in it in a host file, right? So it will treat it as a local host. Okay, it is working with the all departments like this. Okay, so here, so how we are getting the URLs www.c.com/department1/index. Like this we are getting. So I don't want access like this. Okay, I want access like this. Okay. If any user trying to access c.com, I want to display the department1 content. If anyone trying to access all c.com, then I want to display department2 content. Okay. So if anyone trying to access blog.c.com, I want to show the department 3 content. So how we can configure like this. So here, this is the final step. Here we have to apply the virtual host concept. You can see apply virtual host concept in Apache HTTP server. Okay, here we have to apply the HTTPD virtual host concept. Okay. So like this, we have to configure multiple virtual hosts in the Apache HTTP server. So go to Apache and conf. Okay, it is already open, right? So if you are configuring multiple virtual hosts, we have to remove these lines. Okay, you can place hash starting of the line, it will treat as a comment. Okay, save it, and you can scroll down. Here we have a lesson code, right? So after this we have to write virtual hosts. Okay, so here 80 port, and this is the server name, and it will redirect to Tomcat 1, and this department 2, it will go to Tomcat 2. Tomcat 3. Okay, save it and restart the Apache server. Okay, now go to browser. Okay, okay, if it is acting like this, it is showing only local, it is showing Apache only, right? So, so this time it will not found in this department 3 all those things. Okay, so in this all 3 department 2. Okay, block.c, but we have seen in the department 3 departments in the URL. I don't want to see like this. I want to just access this domain name only. Okay, so so that purpose we have to install, we have to enable, we have to use the rewrite module. Okay, so we have to write script like this. Okay. Go to httpd.com. So we have to enable rewrite engine, and I don't want to write any log here. Okay, so this is the rewrite rule. Okay, if any starts with, okay, and that contains department 1, okay, it will left to proxy transform. Okay, so it will send that request to Tomcat 1. Okay, so we don't need this department stuff. Okay, in the same way we have to apply other virtual hosts also. This is the 3 3 2 2. Okay, so next we have to restart the Apache server. Okay, it is failed, invalid command rewrite engine. Okay, so I think we, the module is not enabled. Rewrite right underscore module. Okay, so here you can see it is the module is not enabled, so you can remove this hash character and save it, and then go to console terminal, can restart the Apache. So now this time it is running, so you can go to browser, reload this one, www.c.com/department1. Okay, status it is not found. Okay, if you remove this one, reload it. Okay, it is displaying the department 1 content, so you can refresh it, it is not found. All3.com, it has a documentation. Okay, department 3, so there is no access like this. Okay, is it clear? Hello, is it clear? Any doubts? Okay. So if you have multiple VMs running on different systems, okay, so you can try with the different hosts. Okay. So instead of specifying the properties file in the properties workers.properties, instead of specifying localhost, you can give that host IP address. Okay, it will work. Okay. Okay, that's all for today. Any doubts? Thank you all.